beautiful Leo, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details and I will never ask for personal details either. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome for you. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see regarding their love life? Can you please guide them? What are they meant to be aware of? We've got the star energy. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know regarding their love situation? We've also got the Magician. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know? What do they need to be aware of? Okay, so we've also got the Hangman energy. So because the Hangman is in that position, I would say there's a little bit more of a wait. But let's see when, if they give us a time frame or what's going on there for you as well. I'm going to do a Celtic cross to check out the details of your love situation before we leave the reading as well. You've gone through a real journey when it comes to love, my beautiful Leo. It may have been very, very difficult. The ship there, it represents, of course, the journey, but it also represents sort of going on a personal journey of discovery is what I'm getting. We've also got the key. So the key to actually finding love is also manifestation. And we've got the man, male or female, not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy. And whenever you get the masculine energy there, it does tend to mean taking action, because there's an energy here of you. It's not that you're waiting for love, okay? I don't feel like you're sitting there by the window darning your socks hoping that some wonderful stranger comes by and you fall in love with that person. I feel like you're getting on with your life. I feel like you're getting on with your dreams, your hopes, your wishes. If you're retired, you're focusing on, connecting to using your time to enjoy your retirement. Maybe even some of you are connecting to hobbies or setting up like things that you love doing and kind of like making money out of it, for example. For those of you who are not retired, you're focusing on your accomplishments, on the goals that you've set for yourself. And I feel like actually you are taking life as it comes, every day, every step as it comes. But I get this energy that it's almost like you haven't quite given up on love, but you've become a little bit fed up with your options. So I feel like part of you is like, you're not really looking per se. You're not actually actively seeking somebody. So let us see what's going on for you. I'm just going to get all of the cards first, as I said before I connect to the outcome. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? Now, of course, this is your month, my beautiful Leo. So you may have been invited to a little bit more gatherings, or you may have... Yeah, I keep getting the same cards, like the Hermit energy, the 8 of Cups. You're on a real journey of discovery, because you got the Journey card there as well. So a lot of personal growth, getting to know yourself, knowing what you want. There is actually, well, let's put it this way. Your sense of libido and looking for somebody is coming to the forefront in the next couple of weeks. So you're going to be actively seeking and you're going to actively find, because you got the Lovers card. So there is a soulmate here, but it's all about... Ace of Swords, you're going to be talking to someone new. This reading, I'm doing it, of course, in the middle of August, and it's good for a month. So in the next 4 to 5 weeks, you're going to be connecting to somebody who has new energy coming on in here. But let's start right from the very, very beginning, okay? We've got inspiration, the star. Now, as I said, you may have gone through a very difficult period in love, or you may have had a difficult experience in love, and it really changed the way that you looked at the journey of love, okay? You're looking for someone who's on the same page as you, someone that doesn't cause drama, but also someone who is someone who, let's put it this way, someone who is mature enough to be able to handle your energy and your natural ability to shine, okay? Your natural sort of, you may have noticed that some partners, they very much gravitate towards your warmth, but then they try in some way to harness that energy or absorb your energy, or they, it's not that they're energy vampires, but it's like, sometimes they exhaust you because they're not the right person. The right person is actually going to vibe off the same energy as you. The frequency is going to match, and it's almost like it's going to feel like you're both flying. You're both like on top of the world. And I know that sounds really like romanticized, but when you meet the right person, you're just going to, it's going to feel light. It's not going to be difficult. It's just going to flow. And as you can see, we've got the ship here. You're coming into alignment with somebody whose journey matches your own. There's 2 ships here, so I feel like you could meet this person either on a physical journey, whether you're taking a trip somewhere, you've got booked a vacation, or you're deciding to relocate in some part of your life. I mean, I get this energy of you either, if you're not traveling or going on a vacation, you could be joining a group where people talk about their life experiences, because I just keep getting this energy of life experience. Now, there's a lot of personal growth that you've been going through, my beautiful Leo, and I feel like you're finding a different way to find love than what you did when you were younger. So for example, if you're the sort of person who you went out with your friends when you were younger, and you went to a bar and you saw someone that you liked and you got talking, and I feel like you're doing something different now. You're finding a different way to navigate the journey of love, because I see you feeling pretty fed up. The Hermit energy means you've taken yourself out of the game of love in order to focus on yourself, in order to sort of rejuvenate your energy and sort of like get really clear on what it is that you want. So you may have had some sort of difficult experience in love in the past, something that really made you just give up on love for a while, okay? Take yourself out of the relationship game for a while, so that you could really focus on your own personal needs, your own personal growth. With the Star card, you're the sort of person who stands out from the crowd. You're actually someone who, brings a lot of positivity. You're actually someone who, I feel like you're definitely seeking new with the Star energy. This is like you being in a new phase of life. There's a new you with a healthier sort of healthcare routine, healthy boundaries, someone who is trying to connect to the best version of yourself, Leo. And it's only right that you meet someone who's in the same flow as you. And, you may have met people who are just, they're nice, but they're just not vibing at what you're looking for, okay? So but that's all about to change. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here, so destiny is intervening. We've got the Lover's card. You're being guided out of difficult and sort of disheartening situations when it comes to love. And the Star indicates a wish coming true. But most importantly, because this is a protagonist energy, you're healing, okay? Now, for example, if you've never been in a relationship before and you're lonely and you are... Now, my guides want me to really focus on the word lonely. Just because one person is alone, it does not mean they're lonely. I get that, totally. You're vibing at enjoying your own energy, especially with the Hermit energy. I feel like there is, as I said, you're not sitting by the window waiting for love. You're not lonely. You're not going to just take any old person. You are in the flow of getting to know yourself on a deeper level, that journey of self-discovery, but also... sometimes the 3 a.m. thoughts may throw up some loneliness, but you're not like 100% lonely, because I feel like you're actually connected to people. You finding yourself fulfilled in other areas of your life, okay? But I feel like you're looking at the journey that you've taken to now and how you have to heal part of that journey. So for example, if you are someone who has never been in a love relationship ever, you may be wondering why you haven't found that person yet. And there may be things within you where you feel a little bit guarded. I mean, there's a 9 of Swords here, so there's a bit of anxiety. That's why I'm getting this 3 a.m. thoughts kind of energy. Sometimes that, when you're lying in bed and you can't sleep, that sort of energy where you're thinking that it would be really nice to just snuggle up to somebody and just, you don't need anybody, but it's nice to have that person there to walk that journey of life with. But you may be looking at other situations in your life. For example, you may have been bullied when you were younger and it made you feel like you were not good enough, or you were not attractive enough, or it may have made you feel like you were not deserving of love. There may be experiences in your life on your journey that have in some way impeded or influence the way that you look at love, your relationship with love itself. It's wonderful to say, I want love. Like many years ago, I was absolutely like, I want love. Why is love not showing up for me? I'd been through a very damaging experience when it came to love. I no longer wanted that person because they absolutely destroyed me. And at the same time, I'd gone through a healing process and still there was no love. And I was wondering why there's no love, okay? But when I really got to the root of it, I realized that actually I became very, very guarded. I had trust issues. There was no way I could ever open up to love in the state I was in then. I didn't know it at the time. But once I started to mature and look back and reflect at the path that I had walked, then I noticed there were some things that I had to heal. And because you've got the star energy and the ship, it means you're healing part of your journey. Now, whether this was an experience from childhood, or whether it is the way you witnessed your family unit, perhaps your guardians divorced or your parents divorced, or perhaps you witnessed cheating going on. These are the things that we are absorbing in our subconscious energy. And sometimes it actually surprises us that we make decisions based on what we know or what we have experienced. And sometimes we're not even aware of that. So I feel like this period has thrown up a lot of things for you where you're reflecting on the journey that you've taken so far and healing those parts of yourself, okay? Yes, it's a long journey, but it looks like in the next 4 to 5 weeks, you're going to be talking to somebody new. And actually, this person, a very intelligent person, this person is spiritually very aware as well. They're a very calm person. And this person with the Ace of Wands, they're very, very passionate. So I feel like it's going to be, they're actually showing me right now a steam train. Okay, so I mean, either you're actually physically going on a journey, perhaps you're going on a train journey. I mean, they're showing me in the water right now an old-fashioned steam train. Now, either you or this person is in some way connected to railways, or you are going to be at a distance. This person perhaps is going to be at a distance and you're going to be talking to this person, but there is a distance that is travelable. Yes, there can be the word travelable, but I've never heard that word before. And it's a tongue twister. So, but I'm trying to give it to you right now. So I feel that both of you will come together though. Both of you, you and this new person, you're very different from each other, but at the same time, there's this deep knowing, like you and this person have been in a contract in life before. So there's a familiarity about this new person that's coming on in, okay? But I feel like you're reflecting on the journey that you've taken. Now, as you can see, there's 2 gondolas there. So gondolas are meant to be romantic. And so it's going to be a very romantic relationship that you're actually calling in, okay, Leo? And I feel you're the sort of person who's got such a romantic, open, kind heart. And you may have found that you're always the person who tries in a relationship, if you've had a relationship before, to make the other person feel really, really special. And whilst that does give you a sense of peace and vibrancy, and you love that, you're looking for someone who does that for you, because I feel like you're always the one who gives, and you give of your energy, your light, your love, and of course that person gives back to a certain degree, but you're hoping to meet somebody who is vibing at the same frequency as you, because we can only meet each other as deeply as we have met ourselves. So the other person has got to be a pretty special person to match your frequency, my beautiful Leo, because you've met yourself on a very deep level. You've got the Hermit energy here, and you've also got the 8 of Cups and you got the Six of Swords. These are three major cards that says you've been doing a lot of personal growth work, and you see beyond superficial. You're not going to be able to just meet any old body. This person's got to be special, okay? And I'm not saying that just to blow smoke up your you know what. You know that you've reached a level of maturity that you know what you want. And, you know, people who are only going to invest in a half ASS kind of way. I'm not going to say the word because YouTube kind of penalizes everybody for swearing, and I don't like to swear anyway. But anyway, but you know, I feel like you're not going to allow anyone like that into your life because you deserve better, okay? We've got manifestation and we've got the key. So they're indicating here that you're about to have a breakthrough, okay? Now the key is destiny. The key is about answers being revealed. And we've got the manifestation here. So I feel like you are gaining some answers in your world as to why you may feel love has been in a bit of a delay for you, okay? Now, manifestation, of course, it's in the resistance position. So you may have felt very scattered in your energy. You may have felt very unfulfilled in loving relationships. And you may also have felt that people tried to control you in a very negative way, okay? I mean, anyone trying to control another person is negative anyway, but I feel this is a card of like people trying to make you fit into a mold that they have built for themselves and their idea of love. So you're the one who shines really brightly, my beautiful Leo, and you're very intelligent. You're someone who is passionate but also cerebral, and you may have wondered sometimes if your personality or the way that you come across in life, if it is intimidating to other people, love situations. The answer is no. The right person is going to envelop you in that energy. They're going to love every part of you, even the parts of yourself that you do not love, my beautiful Leo. So I just want you to be aware of that, okay? Don't make yourself feel small, or don't play small for anybody. Be your wonderful self. You're attracting the person who is meant for you. Now, the manifestation card is in the resistance position. So my beautiful Leo, please don't shoot the messenger when I say this. When you get the Magician in this position, it does tend to mean sometimes when we feel like scattered energy and we've been disappointed in love before and unfulfilled, we may actually start thinking, well, what is the point? What is the point of looking for love? Because it's always disappointing, okay? You may have felt like you've got so much potential because you've got so much love to offer. Your starting point is the King of Cups. You've got the most beautiful, pure heart. You've got so much love to offer, but there's just a sense of protecting kind of energy here. So when you've got the Magician card in this position, it can mean that there's a little bit of procrastination. And by that, I mean, for example, you may be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to look for love right now until I get on a diet, until I lose a little bit weight, or I put on a bit of weight, or until I get that job, or until I, so I mean, as human beings, and I'm not pointing the finger at you, my beautiful Leo, we all do it, okay? It's about finding an excuse or finding a way to do it, okay? So if we're always putting off the search for love because we cannot face the fact that love is not, how can I put that? The way that my guides are giving it to me is that love is not the Hollywood magic that we're sold when we're younger, okay? And sometimes it's messy. Sometimes we literally trip over in the street and someone picks us up and says, hey, you okay? And then it could be a spark of love like that. Or it could be someone for many years who you harbor secret love for, and they harbor the same for you. And nobody says anything because they're repressing themselves. And then later down the line, when many years have passed, suddenly there's a confession, and it's like, we've wasted so much time. We loved each other all this time. There's also missed opportunity loves where people come back into our lives and we never got an opportunity to explore the love that was on offer there. So it's all about divine timing. And sometimes when we feel like love has been disappointing in the past and we are trying to commit ourselves to our goals, our dreams, and be on our soul path, our journey, the reason we feel called to this lifetime, we start thinking, you know what? I'm not going to bother looking for love, because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And absolutely, a watched pot, it never boils, right? But Spirit also says you have to manifest. You have to focus on what it is you want. Because if you're sitting there going, you know what, the universe is going to bring me something, it's fine. but you're not ordering with the universe. You're not actually saying, I would like a person who is like this. I really want a person who kind of looks like this. I would love a person who works in the same field as me. Excuse me. Whatever it is, you need to manifest it. You need to see it in your mind's eye, okay? Sometimes we get comfortable in life with the way that we're leading life, and we're just like, you know what? I'm not going to just push myself out of a comfort zone, okay? Because it feels safe. And as I said, we all do it, but it's something to reflect on during these 5 weeks, because I feel like you're doing something really differently. You're surrendering to the process. You're seeing things from a new angle. And the man being there, male or female, not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy to take action. You're putting yourself in a different circumstance in order to meet love. So some of you may actually put yourself on a spiritual retreat, because we've got, you know, the Hermit and the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords. So you may book a vacation or some sort of travel where you go on a bit of a journey of discovery, or a vacation of something you've always wanted to do, and you meet someone there. Or you're actually relocating in your career, because we got the card of inspiration, your goals and dreams. There's some sort of movement. Some of you may have to travel for that, or relocate in some way. There's definitely, I feel like you meet this new person on the move. I mean, it could literally be that you're heading off to the post office, or you're off to the store, and you know, there's a conversation that gets struck up about something, and then all of a sudden you're talking to somebody new. So I feel like I mean, some of you, because of the time period, because we've got that influence going on of Saturn in sort of retrograde, we've also got the Sun, of course, and we've got influences by Mars, and you know, there is an energy here of people being influenced by the internet as well. So some of you may meet somebody new and start talking to somebody new on the internet. The key in this position indicates with the manifestation, because two of those cards in the resistance position and in the reverse, it can mean that there is some answers that you haven't had sort of answered yet, or there's revelations that you are still dealing with. They were giving me, before I started the reading, 333 is an important number, and I can see you've got 33 here, and this is number 3 as well. Wow. Okay, I just spotted that a little bit late, but they were showing me 333 when I started the reading. Okay, so 333 is an important number to look out for. Also, they're showing me a pocket watch, and the pocket watch has actually got a compass on the front case part of it. So it looks like it's one of those pocket watches, you close it, you snap it shut. Okay, and the outside is kind of like, it's gold, but it's got a compass on the front. When you open it, it's a watch. So, I mean, this could be literally, it could mean divine timing, of course, or it can, compasses are about direction. So it can mean that you're heading in the right direction to meet love right on time. Or it can mean that this was a gift from somebody, or you're going to receive a gift from somebody like that, or even that you discover something like this on your path over the next 5 weeks, and then you meet love. It's a signifier. So for example, if you meet up with your friend and they're, you know, a wonderful friend who's very eccentric, for example, and they're like, hey, Leo, you know, I bought this in the store the other day. It's an antique. It's an antique pocket watch, for example. I mean, I've got to put it out there because there's been so many unique ways of spirit showing you the signifiers that they're giving me. So you may see this and you're like, oh, that's really cute. Remember this reading, and about 2 weeks later, you meet somebody new. It's a signifier, so watch out for these things, okay? But this is the resistance position, which means you're going to unlock any bad luck that you've had in love. This is about you meeting destiny. This is a key. This is a card of destiny in the Lenormand deck, okay? So I feel like you are actually going to be manifesting someone who is your destiny. And it's really interesting. It's covered by the Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny. Destiny is intervening in the next 4 to 5 weeks to bring you someone new, okay? Now, the outcome energy, we have the surrender. Now, this is the Hangman energy, which can mean you feel a little bit in limbo when you're looking for love. You just feel a little bit lost right now, and you're taking time to reflect in order to break down restrictions or see love from a different angle. We all have to ask ourselves, what is our relationship with love? Okay, because then we start to remove blocks of why we're not getting love. So for example, it can mean, you know, that you're afraid, because we've got the Nine of Swords with the Hermit, you're afraid of repeating past cycles. So if you tend to meet people who, for example, cheat on you, or people who are toxic, or people who try to control you, there's a lesson there for you to become aware of, that healthier boundaries need to be built so that you can break that cycle of meeting people who are similar in their energy, okay? So it's about looking at your self-worth, but also your relationship with love. So if you're the sort of person who tends to overcare for people, overstretch yourself, and even male or female, not a gender specific reading, you may mother or look after or overcompensate, make sure that person's always okay. You got to ask yourself, why is it you feel like just existing as you is not enough? Because you're extending yourself all the time to make sure that person knows that you love them, and which is wonderful, of course. But if it's not reciprocal, or if it's not balanced, if you find like you're the only person who's always overgiving, you're always the person who's organizing or thinking of romantic things to do, or you're taking control of the situation all the time, and that person's just sitting back and enjoying what you have to offer, then you have to ask yourself, what is it you are overcompensating for in order to it's almost like you're not open to receive love, or you're not allowing the other person to love you back because you're projecting love all the time. You've got to sit back sometimes and let love come to you. And that's what this is. Surrender, open up to love. In the next relationship that's coming on in here, they're indicating that, of course, give your love the way that you naturally give it, but catch yourself when you feel like you're over extending your love and your kindness, and you feel, hang on a minute, the dynamics are not equal. Then just take a little step back and allow that person to come and love you, okay? It's about finding that fine balance, especially at the beginning. When you're in a deeply committed relationship long term, of course, then the dynamics shift all the time, back and forth, depending on the circumstances. But right at the beginning, you're actually teaching someone about your boundaries and how you like to be respected, okay? With the Hangman energy, you are allowing during this time for the universe to, as you can see, the star is right there, to heal, but also to work out the maze that is within you, the conundrum that is love. You're allowing the universe to help you manifest opportunities, okay? You tend to sacrifice a lot when it comes to love. And the man here is like, you're always doing. So they want you to be aware that this time, surrender and allow yourself to be loved when you meet this person. This new person that's coming on in, it will be balanced. It will be a reciprocal exchange. This person is a bit more mature than the sort of people that you may have been meeting. And by mature, I mean as in character. I don't mean they're older. I mean, they could be, but I feel it's more that they know what they want, okay? With the man, this indicates action. So I do feel like you're being inspired to find a different way to meet your destiny. So you may, if you're the sort of person who's a homebody, because we've got the Hermit here, which indicates, you may have spent a lot of time off grid or under the radar, not really looking for love, or being a homebody, for example, you may be in your comfort zone. So you may be actually pushing boundaries and trying to get yourself out of a comfort zone. Some of you are actually going to go on a journey, as I said, because we've got the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Swords there with the ship. Some of you are actually going to find something that you're creatively passionate about with that Ace of Wands, and you're going to join a hobby or a group of people who are on the same page as you, who like the same things as you. It may be localized, something that is in your immediate community, for example, or it could be on a course of learning. So I actually feel that you're going to put yourself in new energy and you meet somebody new, okay? But let's start right at the beginning, because I mean, some of you, if you're looking for a divine masculine, there is a divine masculine coming on in here. But it doesn't have to be. I feel more that this is you after a period of not really connecting to looking, seeking love on a really serious scale. I feel like now you're taking action and it changes the way that you approach love. You're ready. I feel like you're ready, okay? King of Cups is your starting point. You have so much love to offer. You're so compassionate. You have a lot of charisma. You're really lovable, Leo. And the thing is, sometimes you don't know it. You're actually really lovable, okay? So allow a person to love you and love you in the way that you want. It's so important that if there's something that we don't like, we must say it in a relationship. If we see a red flag, we must call it. We can't just let these things slide, because if we do, they build up, and suddenly, all of a sudden, you hate the way that person picks their nails, you hate the way that they do this, and you're not trying to change another person. What you're saying is, okay, this is a little bit of a red flag to me. And I'm not talking about someone picking their nails, I'm just giving an example. For example, if they're not very open and they're a very closed person, and you've tried everything you can to get this person to open up, and they're not coming forward, you've got to ask yourself, amplify this energy in 5 years' time. This is going to be like a big deal. So is this something you can live with now? If not, then in 5 years' time, it'll be even worse. Can you live with it then? And if you're not calling out the red flags, then you're accepting behavior that you do not want to really accept, and it's just going to become a bone of contention later on in the relationship. Okay, King of Cups energy, I feel like you're waiting to find someone who loves you in the way that you love, and sometimes that's very, very difficult, and we have to be aware that we cannot fully meet someone who loves in the way that we love, but we can meet a person who at least tries to understand how we like to be loved and reaches to support that idea of it, okay? And vice versa, both of you are on the same page. But I do feel like there is a love coming on in here for you, very romantic love. What's crossing you is the Hermit. The Hermit, you're very wise, you're very knowledgeable, you're actually an old soul, my beautiful Leo, and a lot of BS does not fly with you. You call it before it even happens. So sometimes you may feel a little bit jaded when it comes to love, because you're like, you know what, I can spot a line a million miles away, and you're the same. You're like, no, doesn't know, next. As I said, you're looking for someone who knows what they want. You're looking for someone who is honest, true blue, passionate, deeply loving, spiritual, someone who knows what they want, someone who is not going to leave you confused, because in the past position, we got the Two of Swords, confusion, uncertainty, stalemate positions with people where you're like, are we in a relationship or are we not? Is this happening? Is it not? Do you love me? Do you not? There's confusion, okay? And I feel like you're trying to find your way to someone where you're like, I just want good old-fashioned love, where a person says, I love you, and they mean it, and we just love each other and walk into old age with each other and enjoy life. But the Hermit in this position also says you're shining a light on the past. You're shining a light on the things that get you down about love, and you're trying to process, you're trying to heal those parts of yourself. Also, you're trying to regroup your energy and find that revitalization energy, vitality for life again, that spark that you may have felt like you lost. You may have felt like your libido isn't being even like on point to try and find love, but it's returning, okay? When you get this card also, I feel like you're noticing patterns where you don't want to repeat past situations. You don't want to repeat past things with people, certain people, or you don't want to repeat cycles that you've been in that have taught you difficult lessons when it comes to love. And the Hermit indicates you're very much standing alone here, waiting or looking for someone to love you in the way that respects your beautiful heart. Passionate, romantic, and that's what you're going to get. Deep down, there is a little bit of anxiety. You may feel that time is running out, or you may feel like you should have had love by now, and it sort of worries you. Sometimes those thoughts do keep you up at night, because the Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety or sleepless nights. Also, this is a card of protection, okay? It's a card of caution. Sometimes when it comes to love, your heart is a little bit guarded. So you may have been hurt in the past. There may be some trust issues here that you're trying to resolve. When you get a Nine of Swords, this is also a card of shifting negative self-talk. Loving yourself a little bit harder, because it's a call to faith, this card. Sometimes you're not very gentle with yourself, my beautiful Leo. Sometimes you see the flaws within yourself and you amplify those things. And that's why my guides wanted you to be aware you are lovable. You are attractive both inside and out. You are lovable. And the person that is here to love you, and you're here to love that person also, is just on the horizon. But know your self-worth. And also, sometimes fear presents false evidence appearing real, okay? Sometimes when we feel there is no potential for us to fall in love, we sort of amplify those fears, and they want you to be aware of that, okay? They're indicating that by the next full moon, they're showing me the full moon is very important for you, okay? Because a lot of the cards actually have the moon in it. By the next full moon, you will have put yourself in a circumstance to meet somebody new. You may be talking to someone new by then, okay? What's in the past position? Two of Swords, uncertainty, stalemate, nothing happening, seeking answers, looking within, using your intuition, okay? Now the Two of Swords also could be considering options. You may be looking at the options that you've got with love right now and you're like, it's not what I'm looking for. I mean, I could maybe go back and contact that person. You know, we vibed. It was cool, but it wasn't like that passionate love affair that I'm hoping for. So I feel with this card, it's kind of like you're trying to move out of that confusion phase. I feel with that Two of Swords also you are meditating on the past, and I feel like you're finding balance, because this is also a card of using your intuition to find balance. The person in the Two of Swords is like blindfolded and using intuition, but is on these rocks, like she's sitting in her old life right now, and there's new shores to be explored on the horizon. There's always a new life to be explored. So she's not seeing something yet, but this is in the past position. I feel like suddenly you've seen the light. Suddenly you know that you need to come out of a comfort zone, do something different in order to get something different or find a different result with your love life. So I feel like some of you are connecting to a hobby, or you're basically, I see you moving out of old ways into new ways, and that's when good old-fashioned Lady Luck visits your door and divine timing kicks in, and this is the potential position. Fate intervenes and brings you, with the law of attraction, brings you the love that you seek, okay? So suddenly you're going to meet somebody new. You're going to be talking to somebody new. They vibe with you on the same frequency. They also, it's like a meeting of minds and a meeting of passions, and I feel like you suddenly feel rejuvenated. Also, you will know you've met the person because there's just a sense of familiarity about them. It just feels really comfortable. There's a difference between the butterflies where you feel really nervous and like excited, and feeling like this comfortable kind of like flutter in your stomach where you're like, you know what, it just fits. It just feels right. You know where you are with this new person, okay? Don't get me wrong, it's very exciting, it's very passionate, it's very rewarding, but there's a familiarity as well with this new person that's coming on in. In the near future though, we got the Eight of Cups. You're walking away from everything you've known in love before because it's just not been fulfilling. You're in that journey of discovery. The Eight of Cups is about re-examining where you've been, where you are right now, and what you need to do in order to be where you want to be, okay? This is a card of doing what is right for you. So some of you, as I said, you're going to go on a path of self-discovery. Some of you are going to put yourself on some sort of spiritual retreat, or even, I feel like you're seeing beyond the superficial. That's the main energy I get from this. When you get an Eight of Cups, this is release. Releasing the path that walked before, releasing the journey that you've known, whether it's been a difficult one. It is a card of evolution. It is a card of moving forward. The figure in the Eight of Cups always walks away from everything in order to suddenly discover the Nine of Cups. The Eight of Cups, they don't know where they're going, but they know that actually what's with them right now is just not fulfilling. So they need to walk away from all the constructs that we've sort of built, our relationship with love that we have already. Like many years ago, you know, I had major trust issues because of a past situation, and I could never quite find love after that because I didn't trust. I didn't think it was me. I just thought, I'm not meeting the right people. You know, this is clearly what's going on here. But actually, I had a barrier that I was not breaking down because I wasn't allowing people to love me. So it's something that we need to be aware of. Sometimes we got to walk away from everything that we've told ourselves about love and how it should go, and allow love to come to us and let it just happen the way it's meant to happen, rather than the way we expect it to happen, okay? Now, in the advice to yourself right now is passion. Passion, passion, passion. We've got the Ace of Wands. Suddenly you're going to be really creative. Now you're going to make... you're going to do two things. I feel like this is a card of major transformation. You know something needs to change, okay? And I feel like you're going to do something daring and different, something new. And this is the catalyst to meet somebody. So either you're going to put yourself on that hobby, or there's an event in the community and you're like, you know what? I never go to those things, but this one's really caught my eye. I'm going to go. You know, I get this energy where you're like doing something suddenly for you, and you're actually divinely guided. Okay, so suddenly Spirit is whispering in your ear, go to that thing, or put yourself on that trip, or do that thing that you keep meaning to do but you haven't done yet. There's this whisper, you've got to listen to it. They want you to be aware of it, okay? Now, this is also your libido returning, okay? Very creative phase. It is a card of taking the initiative. So I feel like there's a spark. Suddenly, you're inspired to look for love. Why? Because it's just the right time. You don't know why, but the universe says it is the right time because we're lining this up for you. So, you know, listen to the calling, because what's at stake is meeting your soulmate. We got this is the environment, okay? This is the external circumstances. The universe is bringing you your soulmate. We got the Lover's card here, okay? So the lover is coming on in. I feel like there's going to be a very passionate spark between you and this person. Both of you are going to know straight away that you've met someone very, very special, and that this is going to develop into something very, very exciting. This is a very deep love connection. You will be in a high-level commitment partnership with this person, and both of you are very strong together. Now, the energy that I've got here, I mean, I've got a bit of everything. This person may have very strong air in their chart. And when you've got fire and you got air, of course, sometimes there's like a little bit of a push and pull energy, a little bit of water, excuse me. So there could be a little bit of a steamy, sort of like passionate start to this connection. But as it sort of evolves, it becomes something super, super deep. Okay, really, really something very deep. And this is presided over by Spirit. They're actually guiding you and this person together. The Lover's card, of course, is the card of choice. And you get to choose whether you want to be with this person or not. But Spirit is bringing this person into your vicinity so that you can find romance with this person, that you can find a bond and an affinity with this person. This is a card of union, but it's also a card of pleasure. And it's also a card of law of attraction, because at grassroots, the Lover's card is about, it's your choice. You're attracting what you feel like you deserve in every given moment. Choose to deserve the best of the best. And that's what you're going to be doing here, okay? Manifesting what you truly desire. See the person, the sort of person you want to be with. See what they look like. Imagine what they feel like. Imagine going to dinner with that person. And then you start to put yourself in situations where you start to see people who start to look like that person, and suddenly you're in an environment where you meet someone who's pretty damn close to that person, okay? The hopes and fears, Six of Swords. Six of Swords is you've been going through a real test when it comes to love. Test of your patience, test of your emotions, and what you are hoping for, because it's a hopes and fears position, is you hope you're transitioning to something better. And the answer is yes, you are. Okay, the Lovers is showing up for you. So there's a soulmate's connection here for you. The fear here is of feeling stuck, of being in the same pattern, being unable to move on from past situations. And I don't mean people. I mean, you may look at the past love relationships you've had and gone, you know what, I don't want that to ever happen again. It's not going to, because you're not going to be with that person ever again, but you're going to be with someone new. But we have to become aware of a relationship with love. And as soon as we start to see a pattern emerge, we have to do something about it, okay? But this card indicates you're being guided by Spirit out of troubled water into calmer energy. So, and as you can see, this person in the boat, you're on the journey, a lot of boats going on in your reading. I feel like your ship is coming in, you're meeting someone, and I feel that you're being guided to actually, by Spirit, Spirit is guiding you to venture into new territory when it comes to love. Do something you've not done before. If you've always gone, I'm never going to go on dating websites, then find yourself in a community setting. I'm going to pull a quick card on that, because I want to see how if you're going to get an invitation, because I haven't got any energy of you being invited to anything yet, but what I see here is you doing something, you putting yourself on something. So for example, if you're always a sort of person who's like, say if you're into pottery and you've always put yourself out there on pottery classes, and you found that actually those people are really nice, but they're just not what you're hoping for. You want someone who does other stuff than what you do. You may suddenly decide, I've never done it, so put myself on online dating, and suddenly you meet somebody. So I feel like you're just doing something different, okay? And the outcome energy is the Ace of Swords, a breakthrough. This is a card of major transformation. It is a card of power. It is a card of achievement. What you can see in the mind, you can have in the hand. The Ace of Swords is about clarity. It is about seeing. It's about having an idea of what you want and then creating it in your mind and then having the breakthrough. Suddenly, as you can see, the sword is breaking through the crown there. The crown represents knowingness. And as you can see, there's like a victory wreath around the crown. You know that you're going to meet someone new. You haven't given up on love. You know you're going to meet this person. And swords are about communication. You're going to be talking to someone new. Aces bring new energy. So there's going to be someone here who's passionate, someone who's very honest, who's very open, someone who's, as I said, very cerebral, a very intelligent person, as well as very passionate. This person has also been on an equal sort of journey of discovery, and they know themselves. They know what they want. This person may also ask you to go on a trip with them quite early on in the relationship. Of course, go if you feel comfortable to use your intuition. But I feel like this person, once they've been seeking love themselves, and as soon as they feel like they found it in you, they're all in. Okay, the Hermit. So now the Hermit is showing up again. So this is either something that perhaps you do from home, perhaps you put yourself online dating, but it's also about repeating patterns. We get this energy of this is something you're going to do alone. I wanted to see if you're going to be invited to something, but I'm getting this energy that's something that you do alone. You put yourself on a course of learning, or you go to a community event. You won't be alone when you get there, but it means that you're not being invited to something. I feel like you're doing this yourself. Okay, you're finding a way, you're being inspired to find a way to change and challenge your circumstances. So I will leave that there. In the next 4 to 5 weeks, you're actually going to be talking to somebody new. It is a soulmate connection. Air, what did I say? They got very strong air in their chart, okay? This person, it says here, logical, curious, social. So you're going to meet this person at a social event. I'm going to go one more. Maybe it's somewhere where you give your ideas, or somewhere where you go to a talk, maybe some sort of conference or something like that. Trepidation, unclear, fear, darkness, push through the shadows, they're saying. I know it's easier said than done, especially if you're shy, my beautiful Leo, or if it's something you've not done before. It can feel a little bit daunting, but your guides are saying, if you do what you always did, you're always going to get what you always got. You're doing something different. Of course, you're going to do it and you're going to be safe, but of course, you're doing something different, okay? They also want you to be aware that 3 plus 2 is 5, and the next card is 5 as well. So it says here, new ideas can be formulated when freely, when intellect meets discussion. So this is someone that you're going to vibe with in terms of communication. You're going to be talking to this person or people in a group, and this person, I feel like this person strikes up a conversation with you, but you put yourself in this position in the first place. Logical, curious, social. This person is very connected to you, and immediately actually, and there's going to be back and forth messaging. But we do, of course, have trepidation, and it says push through the shadows. So if you're feeling fear, or you're feeling clouded, or you're feeling overwhelmed, of course, know your boundaries, but I feel it's important for you to be sort of evaluating whether it is fear that is holding you back, or whether your intuition is telling you not to go. If it's not that event that you don't want to go to, then there'll be something else, okay? But there's definitely something going, you're connecting to something that is really beautiful. We've also got Penguin. Wow, okay. So I can't really remember the reading. I want to say it's either Gemini or Capricorn. And I did it on the supermoon. Okay, and they kept saying penguin, penguin, penguin. My guys just kept saying penguin, and I was like, this is crazy. I've already mentioned the penguin. Why is the penguin coming up? But I keep saying penguin, penguin. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? So at the end, I had to kind of ignore it because I couldn't understand what it was all about. But penguins just come out here. So this person may have strong air in their chart. Gemini, of course, is air, and the Lover's card is a Gemini card. So this person may first and foremost be a Gemini or have strong Gemini in their chart, but it could also have some Capricorn if it was the Capricorn reading. So I'm going to have to look that up. But penguins, they mate for life. Okay, they mate with their partner for life. Actually, a wonderful fact that one of the incredible viewers wrote in the comments box below the other day was that penguins mate for life. Okay, and if their partner passes away, they take some time to grieve, and then they actively seek another partner who has also lost a partner. They don't just go with any old body. They find a person who's also gone through a bereavement. That's what penguins do. Isn't that incredible? So that's coming up there. So some of you, for example, you may have lost a previous partner, or you're going through some sort of grieving, and you know, once you've done your grieving process, then perhaps you're meeting somebody new. But I'm compelled to make sure you're aware that penguins partner up for life. This is a soulmate connection that is partnering up for life, okay? And it says here, authentic. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face a storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from other people's expectations. Just be yourself. Absolutely. Just be yourself. And that's the way you're going to meet this new person, okay? Because they are going to love you for all that you are, my beautiful Leo, okay? Now, I'm just going to go and give you a rune before I close. Okay, so they've given me the giant rune. Yeah, the giant rune. So this is all about protection. And interesting, because this rune sometimes connects to non-action. So if you've not been going out, you know, connecting to love or seeking love, I feel like you're changing that, because this is also a rune of your luck changing. But it can be like an indication that if you're not going to do anything about your circumstances, then perhaps your circumstances may not change for a while. They will change eventually, but of course we've got to meet the universe head on, or halfway at least. And it is the giant rune, so it's sort of indicating how strong you are, but you may be protecting your heart a little bit. There may be a little bit of guarded energy here. But they want you to be aware that you're going to meet someone who's just as strong as you, and this person's going to lift you up as much as you lift them up. Okay, so I'll leave it there, my beautiful Leo. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. And before I go, they're really giving me a very unique image, and it's not going to resonate for everyone, of course. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. But they're showing me someone who is cooking, and it's like, you know, one of those, I don't have one, but you know when you get the egg and you sort of like glaze a pastry or something like that? I've seen it on TV and things like that. You know, I'm not really a pastry kind of person. I don't really make much with pastry, but you know, they're showing me someone like glazing something, and I'm guessing it's cooking, or you know, some sort of. So if that's you, there's something in this message for you. I mean, spiritually, I'm just trying to, maybe this means this is a wholesome love, you know, maybe this is someone who, because, you know, you put love into food. So, you know, whenever you cook, it is a sort of an indication of love by cooking for another person. So perhaps this is someone who's going to do these things for you, glazing something with egg. I mean, eggs represent new life, of course, or new starts. Pastry. So maybe it's like, don't glaze over the past, really focus on the things that need healing in order to embrace something new. I'll always say when I can't quite grasp it, I gotta be honest, I can't quite grasp what that image is trying to give me, because they give me the strangest of images so that I have to decode what it is that they want me to give to you. And sometimes I just gotta say there's someone glazing a pie or something like that out there right now, and that's all I'm seeing, and I don't know how else to describe it. So I'll leave it like that. I don't want to waste your wonderful time. If that's you, of course, drop a message in the comments box below. I read all the messages. It takes me some time, but I do get through them, of course. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Leo. If something resonates, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I've uploaded, but it also lets me know that you have connected to it in some way, and that is actually very, very important for me. Thank you so much, my beautiful Leo. Love and light.